Jivatave Namaha. Tattva-tattva-jnam mantra-mantrarthadam gurum Srimannarayana-acharya Ramanujayati Naya sanjatam Narayana-padastam Srimannarayanam vande Yatishwarasya-adisham. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha.
ada kita kaదు Charama Slokam Charama Slokam
Jai Srimanarayana.
Yes.
Let's all repeat. Lokacharyaya Gurave.
Lokacharyaya Gurave.
Krishna Padasya Sunave.
Krishna Padasya Sunave.
Samsara Bhogi Sandashta.
Samsara Bhogi Sandashta.
Jivatave Namaha.
Jivatave Namaha.
Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha.
Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Srimanarayana.
We are discussing about the greatness of Charama Slokam. There are many Charama Slokas given by our Acharyas. God comes down to this earth to give one powerful message. And in every avatara, he gives a message that is considered as Charama Slokam. So, when we say Charama Sloka, it is very much fixed with the Charama Sloka given by Lord Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in 18th chapter as 66th sloka. Other Charama Slokas, when you say, then you have to name it like Rama Charama Sloka, Varaha Charama Sloka, Nrisimha Charama Sloka, or Sita Charama Sloka, like that. But without any prefix, if you say just Charama Sloka, it refers to only Sarva Dharma Parityajya Sloka only. In this Charama Sloka, Lord Krishna very clearly explained as how he is going to become the powerful source for all of us, powerful means for all of us in relieving us from the karmic bondages, and also in bestowing on us all the good that is recommended by Vedas. So, our Acharya acharyas started revealing those meanings to us. But those who are interested, those who are real seekers, for them they started revealing them. Before Ramanujacharya Swami's appearance, though Sampradayam was there and also in practice, but it was in a sporadic way where few people used to just chant Astakshari mantra and they are pretty much on Astakshari mantra. Few are in Dvaya mantra and few are with Charama Slokam. And a few of course used to take a couple of things or both or all the three. But there was no, we think there was no perfect order as how they have to be chanted. So it was from the time of Ramanujacharya when he made a systematic way of giving them. Like the first Astakshari mantra has to be given, then Dvaya mantra, then Charama Slokam, like that. And prior to him, how it was like first they used to give one mantra. After getting used to that mantra for a few months, days, or years, then they used to give the meaning of that. And if they believed in that meaning and were practicing that, then they used to give the other mantra, like Charama Slokam. When they are believing in that and then they're practicing it, then they used to give the meaning of that. But after giving the meaning, again they have to believe in it and they start practicing it. If they are satisfied with the practices those people are doing, then they used to give the other mantra. So, by this process for one to get all through the mantras, and I don't think that it's not possible, and some may not live that long also. So few people not getting those mantras also probably they must be departing. But seeing the hardships in getting these mantras, Ramanujacharya Swami thought, probably this is very difficult for one to get all these things in an order as it is in practice. So, we can really test and give a mantra, of course. It's always good. But let us first of all just give things, and then comes the nishtha slowly. And let us give them a chance. And even though one is not able to get that much nishtha at once, but still, if the mantras are given now, at least they remain like a samskara. And this samskara may help them even if they are not pretty much in it until depart. It helps them in the next birth to just start from there where it stopped. And they can discontinue that. So it helps them then. That's how they used to just start giving in an order all the three mantras at a stage. Don't give one after the other, checking whether that is really in him or in her, whether it is really fixed or not. This need not be checked, just give away. Before Ramanujacharya, it was only probably at the most one person, maybe two, not many. They used to give mantra. After a lot of checks and balances, then only when they are satisfied, the gurus, then only they used to give the mantra. Otherwise they won't. So in a lifetime of a guru, he might be giving to one person or two persons, that's it. Not more than that. And then what about the souls that are in this world? How they saved? So Ramanujacharya just opened it up to everybody, but he knew the mantra's meaning very clearly. In fact, from Mahapurna, he got the Dvaya and its meaning. And of course, he got the Tirumantram also from Mahapurna Swami. All the three mantras he got, but not the meaning. But Dvaya mantra, he got the meaning from Mahapurna. And he wanted to have the meaning of, know the meaning of Charama Slokam, of course, from Mahapurna himself. But Mahapurna said, it's better to get it from Goshti Purna because he is well acquainted with that. So better go there and just get it. And we know, he went round 18 times, and at 18th time, and after taking many pledges from him, then Guruji has given that. In spite of taking that meaning of the mantra, Ramanuja didn't go. He didn't say thank you sir and just left the place. He was still just waiting there. Then Guruji asked him, hey, what's the matter? What do you want still? It seems that you are still just want to get something else from him. If he says that, yes, I want something else, then what I already told, probably you didn't happy with it and you are not satisfied, you didn't believe that is ultimate. Even if he didn't ask, he is not going to give anyway. So, if he gives and if he asks, then that creates a kind of problem. If he doesn't ask, that creates another kind of problem. So Ramanuja was a bit confused, and then he said, sir, I strongly believe in what you said, that Charama Sloka's meaning. There's no doubt. And this is the ultimate means. That also I understand. But if I say I want something else, then you think that this is not ultimate. But if I won't ask, then I may miss the great secrets of some other mantra like Astakshari. So, just tell me what have I to do now? And then Guruji understood, oh, that's okay. You want to know the Astakshari mantra's meaning too? It's okay. So then I give it to you. I have no pledges and other things for Astakshari mantra, nothing. Just he said that I am interested in knowing the meaning, and then he said, that's okay, just I'll give it to you. And then he preached the meaning of Astakshari mantra as well. And Ramanuja felt really happy with that. And then just he came out. But the time he came out, there were people, just standing outside, just waiting for his arrival, who were encountering with him all the 18 times of his tour from Srirangam to Madurai. And because they already surrendered to Ramanujacharya Swami, saying, what about us, persons like us who are least bothered about this kind of stuff and more in, just the mundane things. How can souls like us will be saved if this is such a difficult stuff? Then Ramanujacharya Swami promised, if at all I am blessed with the meanings, then I'll try to give it to you. So it didn't happen all through the 18 times. But on 18th time he was blessed, of course, he got the meaning of Charama Slokam. But all the oaths were there for Charama Slokam. For Astakshari, no oaths, nothing. And he got the meaning of Astakshari mantra also, right? From the same Guru. And he promised that he is going to give something if he is blessed to these people. That was the promise. What is given to Guru is a fresh promise. But there is an old promise already. So in order of priority, that is first and this is next. So when he came out, when he saw all the people there, and then he took them all to the temple tower, which is nearby, and there just he gave away the meaning of Ashtakshari Mahamantra. He gave the meaning of Ashtakshari Mahamantra. He didn't give the Charama Slokam. No. But Guru thought, because the communication goes in different ways, right, to people. When he was revealing it, there will be always people who are just tale-tellers. So, seeing that Ramanuja is doing something here, so immediately some people ran to his Guru and said, what is said so far inside? It's being just opened up. No, gone. That's how just they said, probably. What Ramanuja did inside it, nobody knows, basically. Because only two Sishyas along with him. One was the Dasarathi Swami and the other one was Kules Mishra. Only both were there. So no third person knows what he revealed and what the Guruji taught to him. But he taught Charama Slokam, that is true. And he has taken a practice, that's true. He also just sought for Ashtakshari mantra and got it. But not mantra. It's the meaning of the mantra he got from the Guru. So, and it's because the meaning of Ashtakshari mantra has been elaborated as Dvaya mantra. That has been elaborated. So ultimately, if you know the real core of Ashtakshari, you understood Dvaya mantra, you understood Charama Slokam as well. But they are verbally seen and with clarity in those places. That's after all the magnified lens does. Magnified lens doesn't show anything new which is not there. It shows what is already there but is invisible. So it makes you to feel it very clearly and magnifies and it will show you. So also the Dvaya mantra and Charama Slokam show us the same meaning of the Ashtakshari Mahamantra. But Ashtakshari Mantra says everything, but there it's in a very subtle way. And come to the Advaya mantra, a better clarity. And come to the Charama Slokam, still clear. So you can just exactly understand what is. So, thinking that when they asked him, so he just gave the Ashtakshari Mahamantra and its meaning to all those seekers. Then Guruji got upset, And it depends, how the person says. And also it depends upon how we understand. All these things also make a kind of difference, right? So, when they said, hey, what you said is really, and the Guruji also thought, maybe that is true. And so he came and asked, hey, what did you do? And Ramanujacharya did not give any kind of excuses or explanations, And he wanted to make an argument, basically. Because when the argument starts, it just grows. One after the other. And then in the argument, in the process, the excuse also take place, And because of that, I did. Because of this, I did. Because of that, I said this. Or because of this, I understood it. For plus or minus argument, there is always excuse, They try to justify, basically, their action, their word is good. That's how it goes. So, Ramanujacharya knows it pretty well. So, argument is always dangerous. So, he stopped arguing that. And whatever Guruji said, he just took it. Because he's a great Vaishnava. is a great Vaishnava. Because it is said, Rukshaksharani Srundanvai, Tadha Bhagavate Ridana. When a great devotee says something against us, Rukshaksharani, Bhagavate Ridana. But whoever receives them with all the sanity, just with the peace in the mind, Savai Vaishnava, you only becomes a real Vaishnava. So Ramanujaya didn't say anything, just he obeyed and accepted. But whatever Guruji asked, he replied though. So when Guruji asked, do you know the repercussions of this? Crossing the order of Guru? He said, what it would be? Naraka. Rauravadi Naraka. You know that? Not ordinary Naraka. Rauravadi Naraka. You cross it. That's okay, sir. But what if somebody listens to this? Yes, they will be released from the karmic bondages and get the grace of God. So if all these people are getting released from the karmic bondages at the cost of my life, I'm okay. I never go back even to go to the worst of the narakas like Raurava or whatever it may be. It's okay, sir. That moved the Guru. And Guruji was just so moved and he didn't expect such a reply from him. And then he said, oh God, so we thought because it's so great it should be kept safe. You know, a person born in a good family, a great family, and just begging every day and just eating his food. But his ancestors kept something good wealth for him, just under the ground. And every day he moves on that. He goes and comes on the same surface, not knowing what is there. And what's the purpose of having all those treasures there when they are not of any use? So the treasure is here for us, the treasure of knowledge, but it's not in use. So let us try to put it in use and let us see that these people live a better life, lead a better life. That's what Ramanujaya thought. So you are greater than us. They said, you are greater than us. But they said in Tamil. So, Em Perum Anar. He became greater than us. That became ultimately his name, Emberumanar. Emberumanar became Ramanujacharya's name. And Lord Ramanatha also, after that, just gave the name to the concept of Ramanujacharya Swami as Emberumanar Darisanamenne idukku Namberumal Perittu Natti Vaikar. Emberumanar Darisanamenne idukku Namberumal Perittu Natti Vaikar. So the Lord Ramanatha just gave the name to the Ramanuja's concept as Emberumanar Darsana, not Ramanuja Darsana. Emberumanar Darsana. It is to explain that the word has a relevance. Emberumanar. The moment you say that, when you say Ramanuja, then you won't understand, what kind of the heart that he is possessing. But when you say Emberumanar, then you understand the heart of Ramanuja as it is so big, in which the whole world is, accommodated in a corner, and just ready to give away himself just for the sake of promoting that or elevating those souls in this world or to give them something good. And he never goes back. That is his generosity. That kind of generosity is understood in the word Envirumana. So that is what we understand by him. So the darshanam, what is given by Ramanujacharya, is not just a concept from Upanishads and Vedas and stuff like that. It is from them only. But it shows much about the par excellence compassion of God. The uncomparable grace of God, the mercy of God, is how it saves us. That's why the name is given like that, That is Ramanujacharya's. So, but there are always, of course, people who question that things and then who put arguments. And if there is any good, there is always hurdles, often come. And sometimes they eliminate a few. The next comers also try to eliminate a few and they try to establish those things. That's how it happens. After Ramanujacharya Swami, also still there were some kind of, systematic arrangements were taken place. And it's only after Manavada Mahamuni, because it came down, then it was well organized. It is pretty much systematized. Like how we have to start the Guru Parampara. Even prior to him also there was Guru Parampara chanting was there in practice. So because if it is with a disciple who has taken initiation from Ramanujacharya Swami, where do they start? Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Param Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. And that's anyway, from there it goes, the lineage goes. But what they were telling before Ramanujacharya, what was the Guru Parampara they were chanting? So they must be chanting some Guru Parampara of their Acharyas. From Yamunamuni they must be chanting. And again there also they must be chanting like there's Nadamuni and whoever are there in between. And probably they may be knowing a few next to Nadamuni also in between Semite Saragopayana. So for us it was confined to just 13 steps. And our Acharya is the 14th one. We are the 14th one from the Acharya's lineage. And that's how it was just confined. So Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, from whom we take. Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, the Acharya of our Acharya. And then Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, straight away it goes to Manavada Mahamuni. Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha is Manavada Mahamuni, it goes there. And from there, whoever are there in between, all they were covered, then it goes to Srimati Ramanujaya. That's how it goes. So the Acharya Parampara has been thus regularized and next to Manavada Mahamuni, maybe some from Manavada Mahamuni himself. That's how it came into practice. There were people, of course, who were not really able to understand the sanctity of what Acharyas have given. Sometimes they put their arguments though. But a few are for us to understand clearly. But a few, maybe with some other kind of deviation, they must have asked. But all they were addressed properly. So such a question is what we were discussing yesterday before concluding the whole thing. That is, when it is said like Sarvadharman Parityajya and Mam Ekam Saranam Vraja, it was what we discussed yesterday. The first two words were discussed by us. Sarvadharman Parityajya, two things. So we discussed about what is the Sarva and what is Dharma and what is the plurality. We also discussed the Tyaga and the left at the end and also Pari. So why there are three parts in one word and how the meaning is given. Now all these things were discussed. And there it is said, we are not discussing now here anything related to the worldly benefits, worldly positions and stuff like that. Crossing this, because that is already addressed at the basic level itself. So that need not be discussed, because the context is entirely related to the ultimate reality of the experiences that soul gets, and the means and the goals. That's what they're discussing in this. So because this is what we call the prakaranam is something different, the context is something different. The word dharma used here is something related to the practices that were recommended for the release of the karmic bondage, what we call as the moksha. So moksha upayas were discussed here. Not the regular things are discussed here. So whatever are recommended as moksha upayas, and are they real upayas? Or real upaya means God Himself to decide that. So this slokam is taken. So in this they said, dharma is something that is given by Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Itihasas, and entire Vedic literature. Because there are many things like that, so it's given in the plurality. And then the plurality is already there. And what about the previous one, Sarva? Why to say Sarva then? And the reason is explained like they are with some kind of auxiliaries. For each of the karma, there are so many things to be attended before that. Like few give you eligibility and few become the auxiliaries. And such things are many. This is how they classified them. And then they were discussed. So all those dharmas should be discarded, they should be given up. And then here, what is given up is also discussed. Is it something giving up in total, or the Swarupa Tyaga, or Bhava Tyaga, or Phala Tyaga, or Sangha Tyaga, or Kartritva Tyaga? What a kind of Tyagam that is being referred here. So here, the main thing they say is not the Swarupa Tyaga. That's not recommended. What you have to give up is something, the attachment here, which always makes us feel egotistic or selfish or possessive, something like that. So, it is said that Tyagam, what recommended is in Bhava Tyaga. And in that also there are again three parts. That is Tyaga, and Liyam at the end, a prefix, a suffix. And then there is a prefix like Pari. So why these three is also discussed yesterday. So while giving up, and until and otherwise you give up, you just can't accept him, or even you accept that upaya is not going to work for you. The means, whom you think as the real means, the right powerful means, that is God Himself, He doesn't work at all. But while giving up, how you should give up? You have to give up with the ruchi and vasana also. That means everything will be erased. That's how this you have to keep up. And Ruchi and Vasana. And then they said two more things also. Like, why should we give it up? We won't have given up. Like that, a few things again we start rethinking. We were asking yesterday, somebody was, of course, I gave up this once, but before death, can I just take it once and then die? Once you give up, that's enough. You need not repeat it again, whatsoever it may be. So, with the ruchi and also with vasana, you have to give up. And also with the kind of shy that you have to give up. And you have to give up in a way so that it never again bounce back to you. It never reverses, it never returns, it never repeats it. Like that you have to give. After that, then you have to surrender to Him. So this is what is discussing. And yesterday we went up to Paritijya to the end of it. But when here it is said, Dharman, Sarva Dharman, Paritijya, and then a question has arose there. What is that question? When you say Moksha Dharma, a right practice, are you adopting a upaya like karma, jnana, bhakti, prapatti, whatever it is with a few angas. Any karma will have few angas, no? That is what we discussed already. So with good karma also there is a anga. What is the anga? Not doing any bad things and then doing that. Not doing any bad things is what is attached to what you are supposed to do, what you have to do. So Veda says both. What to do and what you are not to do. Not to do becomes an anga. It becomes an auxiliary. And what to do becomes mandatory. This is what we have to, we will look in Paritijya. So, you have some auxiliaries also. There are some unwanted activities which you are not supposed to do. There are recommended activities which you are supposed to do. Giving away unwanted stuff, adopt the right practices. That's what it is. But now, when we said Sarvadharman Paritijya, then what happened? When you have taken the dharma is coming with a tail behind it. And the tail is giving up wrong practices and do good things. That is dharma. And now you said Paritijya, you give away. Give away dharma. And then when you said give away dharma, this dharma has gone. But when the dharma is gone, it is followed by something behind. What is that? Adharma nivritti purvaka dharma karana. Adharma nivritti purvaka dharma karana. That is what is said to be given up. So what is happening now, when you said that give up, and the dharma is gone, and then it is preceded by adharma nivritti. And when you said give up, the nivritti also gone, because giving up one, and nivritti also giving up. So give up and give up. Your give up has given up. Then what happened then? Whatever is initially given up, like wrong practice or given up. Now this given up is gone, then wrong practices are standing there. Then what would happen ultimately? Saying that it is a great deed that we are doing, and taking the message of Lord Krishna, and now we start doing the wrong practices. Adharma karanam. That came up. Then, is this what you are recommending? Some people question like that. Did you understand what it is? Or confusing? It's a bit confusing. I'll show you here on the board. You can clearly understand that. See, eating is prohibited on Ekadasi day. Okay, let us take it as an example. Let us observe Upavasa. Eating is prohibited. And then japam is done. Okay? And this is what exactly we have to do. But to do this is the prerequisite. That is what it is said. I know what people said, or what you said in the sloka. This is dharma. Right? And dharma came with adharma tyaga, right? Adharma tyaga is the prerequisite, and the dharma practice is what is recommended. But what is done now, this is Sarvadharma. And then what is next? Parityajya. Give away. Giving up. Right? And it is given away. So this is one minus. This is one minus. Right? Doing japam, of course, is there. What is said, this is minus this, you have to do it. Now, giveaway is applicable to this. Japam has to be done, and now they said, you give up all the japam. Not japam. Whatever is here, they said, just give up. And then give up is applied here. Japam, which is to be done, also not necessary now. Dharman parityajya. One is over. But this came with a prohibition. And when this is given up, this prohibition also is given up. This also is given up. When this is given up, when this is also lifted, there was a check. Don't eat onions, don't eat garlics, don't eat, something, other things like flesh, meat and stuff. Those things were prohibited earlier. Giving up those things, eat all good stuff. That is what he said. And now give up that. That is given up. Then the prohibition is lifted. And then this is accepted. Because this is a negative and this is a negative. This negative have gone, cleared. That minus and this minus both have gone. Yes, that is, for argument's sake they have taken that. And some people, not for just argument's sake, some people take it for granted and then they started promoting this kind of activities. In some parts of our country, and mostly in, I think, in some parts of Tamil Nadu also, I don't know whether they are in practice. But in some parts of, Andhra Pradesh, so the practices are prevalent. What they say, you have to be, your Charama Parvanishtha, they call it Charama Parvanishtha. So the first parva is just surrendering to God. And next parva is surrendering to the acharyas. And when you surrender to the acharyas, then they said, you have to take the Dvaiharti. Dvaiharti means then you have to take two things to be offered to God, and you have to take them. That is, there's a drinking and meat. Both should be offered, and then you have to take them. And while some people pass away, that means the Pitar karmas are done. During those, even today, the practice is very much prevalent. So during the Pitar karmas, when somebody, just do die, for Parampadotsava, it is mandatory to offer the meat and stuff. Without that, they said, you are doing wrong thing. You become a sinner. They have to be offered and they pleased with that, and you have to offer that. Very recently also somebody wrote a mail to us. I went to home because my father died, and then they said you have to offer it, no matter whatsoever. And then only the soul will be pleased, and you should. In so many places this practice is still there, but of course it's not openly they say, but they do it. So what is happening here? They said, we are Brahmanas. We give up everything. So this is what is to be done. So that negation, this is another negation. So both negatives became one positive. So these things have gone, so this came up. So that's some wrong practices they create, So is it really good to say the Sarvadharman Parityajya is like that is how the question crept into the discussion. No? So that is what Vidalokacharya Swami, even in those days itself this kind of arguments, started. Then we can understand, how powerful they are, those people who are practicing things. So here is the sutra, the 22nd one. I say the sutra and let her repeat and then go ahead. Sarva dharmangalayum vittu Innu sollugayale Silar Adharmangal pugurum Ennargal. This is the sutra. What the sutra says? Sarva dharmangalayum vittu Ennai pattu. That is the sutra. Sarva dharman parityajya is the sentence. So when it is said that you give up all the dharmas, and few people just put their argument like adharmangal pugurum, then the wrong practices may enter. Some people argue like that. So is it right to give away like that? It is like when you keep the doors open, and unwanted people also may enter, because when the doors are open and when there is no restriction to allow people, and everybody will come. And so also some unwanted stuff also may enter. And that is what happens here. Nishiddha activities, prohibited activities also may take place. That becomes a regular practice then. Is it right? Answer is also given there. Adu koodadu, adharmangalai sei, ennu sollamayale. So the answer is given by the Acharya here. No, that's not accepted. Why? Because they said what you thought as dharma, what you thought as the means for coming out of the karmic bondages, they said that should be given up. But they did not say do wrong things. If there is an ordinance, if there is a verbal recommendation for practicing wrong things, yes, then you can discuss about it. But it is not there at all. All that Krishna said is sarvadharman parityaja. That's what he said. So, when he said dharman parityaja, it doesn't mean that you have to do adharmas. It's okay, but when there are two people sitting, and when I say that one person is really good, what does it mean? It is understood. It's understood. So also, when you said all the good practices can be given up, what does it mean then? All the bad practices can be done. It gives a sanction out of it, then adharma becomes dharma. But in Shastra, the rule is when one sentence is applied in one